Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to another content on my channel. Welcome to another content on my channel. This is Hatazio Israel, and this one right here is called "Are you a true friend or are you a kind hater?" Okay, because a lot of us we got friendships, and we could be in a situation in life where somebody has extended their hand to help us out on in hard times. And we got to be strong, man. Especially when God He puts the seed of awakening in your spirit. Okay, so I want to just get into, let's see here, John chapter 8, verse 42. Let me see real quick. Nah, it isn't John 8:42. It's John 8, uh, chapter 8, verse 32. Matter of fact, let's go to verse 30. It says, "As he spake these words, many believed on him." So when Christ spoke, there are people who actually believed on Christ, man. A wise individual that dwelled on this planet, and it's going to return. And when he return, if you ain't correct, man, that's your ass. And it says, verse 31, "Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed." So if you continue in this Bible, if you know, I ask God to give you spiritual eyes to see what's wrong with yourself and what's going on with the world. You know what I'm saying? You asking God to plant a seed in your spirit to unlock your mindset to see what's going on around you and see what's going on in you. Okay. Verse 32 says, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Okay. So the truth. What is the truth? Let's get that. So to get what the truth is Psalms 119, verse 142. "Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth." So your best friend ain't the truth. Your churches ain't the truth. What's written in this Bible is the truth. Okay. If you want the truth, you got to search in this book to get it. And you got to pray for understanding to get it. Okay. Like a lot of our family members, man, they don't have a spirit. They don't have spiritual eyes to see what's going on with themselves or what's going on with other people. When you have spiritual eyes, you must pray for that thing. Sometimes you may have to fast for that thing, and look into the scriptures. You know what I'm saying, just to get the spiritual eyes, and also know one word will have a strong meaning behind the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I deal with natural minded people, meaning that, you know what I'm saying, they disregard anything that's spiritual. You know what I'm saying, they're carnal minded. You know what I'm saying, they're naturally minded. You know what I'm saying, they don't understand that this is a spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying, they don't understand that, you know what I'm saying, spiritual activity is taking place right now as the Bible is showing itself. You know what I'm saying? Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. And let me see here. First Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. Okay. And it says, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God." Okay. Why? It says this, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Discern means they know no difference between something. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand good and evil. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand why things are happening the way it is, because the spiritual the seed of awakening has not been planted in their minds, man. They could talk deep, they can spit some proverbs and all that type of stuff, but if they're not living a type of lifestyle, man, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to get no understanding of what's going on in this world. They're not going to understand why you not drinking with them, why you not smoking with them, why you not smashing females with them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they are a natural minded man. They want to know why you not eating certain things. So if you have a type of friend that is like spiritually stupid, you know what I'm saying, that don't understand what's going on, why is there a coronavirus, why is things is happening in my life, why am I having stalkers, any type of situation, because one, you don't believe there's a God, and two, you hate instructions, man. You don't want to do nothing this Bible instructs you to do. You know what I'm saying? And for an unbeliever, man, you know what I'm saying, if you don't believe in this thing, you know what I'm saying, death awaits you. The world is coming to an end. There's pestilence, it's COVID-19. There are people who are trillionaires, billionaires, man, in charge of the police department, in charge of everything, in charge of the whole government. You know what I'm saying? He has the say so of the medical field. He controls the whole world, talking about everybody, going to have to eventually get a vaccine. You know what I'm saying? He can even control the damn president. You know what I'm saying? God ordained this thing. And if you're not spiritually enough to understand that we are in a spiritual fight, man, you know what I'm saying, you're going to die, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, God isn't recruiting anybody who's stupid for this fight, for this, you know what I'm saying, for this battle that we are in right now. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm still learning, still building up spiritually. Um, and there are some people who I've grew up with, who I love dearly, man, that eventually I'm gonna have to detach myself away from them, man, because, you know what I'm saying, they naturally minded. They want to stay where they at. They say they don't believe in the belief system. You know what I'm saying? And every single day, man, that you around this individual, it's always something evil that's gonna come out their mouth. Even if they calm, they peaceful, they know your situation, they, been around you for a long time, assisting you and helping you, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere, if you pay close attention, if you got the spiritual eyes, the spiritualness of awakening, some things you're gonna have to be like, you know what, man? I've been around this man for like 15 minutes and I've done all this nice stuff for him, man, but yet there's just some evil things he cannot hold back, man. A natural man cannot withhold his evil. You know what I'm saying? Um, we got to realize, man, a person with spiritual eyes, they know for a fact that something is wrong. They feel the hatred. They don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, kumbaya and love is in the air. There's hatred and death in the air. There's confusion in the air. And a person with spiritual eyes is going to know that thing. A person with spiritual eyes is going to get deep within themselves and be like, listen, man, I better clean up my head. I better get a brainwash, man. I better clean my spirit up, man, because if not, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna die, bro. Let's see what Christ says in John chapter 15 verse 18, because this is one of the wisest individuals that dwelled on this planet, that, that's going to redeem us, man, redeem those who's following instructions. If you're not, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Let's start at verse 17. He says, these things I command you, that ye love one another. All right, I'm gonna pause right there. Let's get a verse. How do we love one another? I want to go in the Old Testament real quick. Okay. So, what is the opposite of love? Hate. Okay. Let's go to Leviticus 19, verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Your heart is your mind. Thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." Okay. So you shouldn't be hating your people, man. Another attribute, let's see here. This is a way for you to hate your brother here. Verse 18, "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord." This is a commandment, man. So you want to hold grudges on people, man, on your people. You want to get back at them. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, bro. If you love somebody, man, you know what I'm saying? If they doing something wrong, man, you gotta correct them with this word, especially if you spiritual. Now, if you're not spiritual, man, you're gonna disregard all this and you're gonna encourage your brother to do evil. So, what kind of friend are you, man? You a friend that gives your best friend correction, or do you encourage them in sin, keep them in evil? Just think about that thing, man. Are you with this world, or are you against this world? All right, let's go back to I think I was at John 15, verse 18. Okay. It says, "If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you." That's why I just want to stop right there. So, the one that died for us, man, got much hate. You can read the history on that. Hatred, man, comes in many forms. Holding grudges, setting you up, lying against you, you know what I'm saying, stealing what you got, making lies against you, you know what I'm saying, anything. Um, it goes deep, man. So a person with their spiritual eyes, they're gonna understand what love is, and they're gonna understand what hatred is. And if you can't tell the difference between the two, you're just an idiot. Point blank, period. Okay. One thing about a good friend, if you are, can you take correction? If you have a best friend that you've known for years, you know what I'm saying, and he's seeing you all the way off, bruh. The way you thinking, the way you are, the way your life is right now. Can you take correction if I give it to you? Are you gonna get emotional? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna say, "I don't believe in that"? Why you reading out of this Bible, man? That's your own belief. That's your own opinion. That's your belief system. What's the thing is, man? If you showing attributes that you are not a best friend, bro, because a best friend is a person who gives you correction, man, and they'll take that correction. It may not feel good, but you're gonna learn from that thing and you're gonna try to improve. Okay, let's get Proverbs chapter 15, verse 10, where it says, this is something where if you have spiritual eyes, man, you're gonna take this correction, man, and you're going to grow from this. You're not going to take this correction and hate my guts and speak evil on me, man. Proverbs 15 and 10. "Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way." Forsaking the way. The way is doing what this word says, man. "And he that hateth reproof shall die." So if you hate correction, oh, guess what? There is pestilence out here. There's coronavirus. There are God has evil reserved for you. God has evil angels reserved, holding back the fire, and be like, okay, is he going to wake up? Is he going to do the right thing, or shall I just get rid of him immediately? Should he just die right here? You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, man, that just to be a soldier or a warrior or a best friend, you must take correction. You know what I'm saying? And you want to know, a best friend will know, you know what I'm saying, should have spiritual eyes. They must have spiritual eyes, man. Let's see what we got here. Um, you know, if you are my best friend or whatever on here, you should identify and respect that I got a change of heart, man. As a best friend, you should be able to like sharpen each other, man, and teach each other how to be better, how to strengthen your spiritual eyes, man, and flee more away from what you want to do. So let's just want to go to the book of Titus, chapter 3, um, verse 2. Okay. A best friend, a person with spiritual eyes, is going to carry himself and he's going to behave himself in a good way. Okay. So if you don't have spiritual eyes, man, or spiritual mindset, this probably you don't have these characteristics, man. All right, Titus chapter 3, verse 2. Speak evil of no man, to be brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness to all men. You got to be at peace with everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be ready to like fight and talk behind somebody else's back and talk evil, talk grimy, talk dirty, man. If something that bad, man, you need to keep that to yourself, man, and pray to the Lord that you get them evil thoughts out of your brain, man, because that's just the devil in your head encouraging you to speak evil about anybody who did you, bad in his life, man. Okay. Now, if somebody did you bad, man, and sometimes you gotta be like, Lord, forgive this cat, man. This person don't know what they doing. They obviously don't have no clue. Verse 3, a person with spiritual eyes is going to be like, listen, I used to do, these things with you, man. Like, I used to, smash prostitutes or this, smoke that, you know what I'm saying? Duplicated my checks and, or whatever the hell you might have did in the past, man. Jack car stereos, had multiple baby mamas, you know what I'm saying? Verse 3. A person with spiritual eyes is going to recognize what he's done wrong in the past and not continue it. All right. It says, verse 3, it says, for we ourselves also were sometimes foolish. So back then we did dumb shit. Okay. Disobedient. Didn't want nothing to do with this book. Don't want no type of wisdom. Don't want no type of correction. Having a mindset where we cannot be at peace with folks. We don't know how to be patient with people. Okay? That where we're commanded in this book, man, we have to conduct ourselves in a way where we at peace with everybody. We're not making we're not, you know what I'm saying? You know what y'all doing out there, man. Disobedient, deceived, okay? We believe that, smoking that herb, man, is gonna calm us down. Like, why are people pushing chewing mushrooms, smoking weed, drinking hella alcohol, and screwing women left and right? Why is this in your brain? If you're a best friend, you are not a best friend. You just a nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you may be, we've known each other for a long time and everything like that, man, but you don't have spiritual eyes to classify yourself as a best friend, because a best friend is a person who is going to make sure you on your A game, make sure you are able to take correction and not getting your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Speaking evil, talking behind their back. Serving diverse lusts and pleasures, doing what you want to do. Getting your rocks off, smoking this, smoking that, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. Okay, having hatred. So you're hateful, and you hate those around you. So a best friend in this third verse, okay, don't have these attributes, man. because they will do everything in their power to correct themselves, man. And every evil thing that comes out their mouth, man, you know what I'm saying? They got to ask the Lord for forgiveness and remove that spirit out of them. Let's see what else time we got here. Only got 2 more minutes. Let me go to in the pocket for Wisdom of Solomon 1-5. Let me pause this real quick. So I'm going to speed this one up, man. I'm going to go with Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse 1-5. Okay, so if you don't understand this or get this, man, as a best friend, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Verse 1 says, love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth, think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. Okay, seek the Lord, man. For he will be found of them that tempt him not, and showeth himself unto such as do not distrust him. For froward thoughts separate from God. Evil thoughts in your mind is going to separate you from God. Evil actions, okay? And his power, when it is tried, reprove the unwise. Verse 4 says, for into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin. A malicious soul, okay? An evildoer, okay? Wisdom is not going to be inside you. So you may say, you know, wisdom, women don't have wisdom. Now, a woman can get wisdom if they doing what this is saying. You know what I'm saying? What this Bible says. It says, for the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding, and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in. Okay, so the Holy Spirit of discipline flees deceit. Any type of confusion in your mind is going to go away and be eradicated once you practice what this is saying, and remove from thoughts that are without understanding. A lot of your actions as a best friend are without understanding if you have hatred in your heart, in your mind, and your actions shows that. So as a best friend, man, you got to have spiritual eyes, man, to see what's going on with you, what's going on with your world, what's going on with your circle. You know what I'm saying? And you got to put the Lord first, man. You put the Lord first, he's going to bless you with understanding. A lot of people don't have no understanding. They may have, you know, worldly wisdom. They may have experience of the bullshit that they've been through, but they don't have spiritual eyes to a point where they're, you know, saying they're trying to get their health right, get their mind right, and also clean up their circle, clean up themselves, man. And also understanding and wisdom is not going to be in your body, man. You know what I'm saying? When you are an evildoer. You know what I'm saying? When you are constantly blowing on that weed, constantly having sex with these women, constantly shaving, you know, off your beard or whatever, anything that isn't pleasing to God, man, he's not going to be dealing with you, bro. And you're going to have to figure out this by yourself. And people with a spiritual eyes is going to understand, like, the seed of awakening is telling me, you know what, man, this person isn't taking their life serious. They hate God, and if they hate God, they you know, obviously hate me. You know what I'm saying? If they encourage me to do evil, of course they're doing evil. You know what I'm saying? So as a best friend, man, if you're not correcting yourself, you can't correct another person. It's impossible. So with that, man, much love. Thank you for checking out my content. Hopefully there's a part 2 to this thing, man. But, you know, eventually I got to get off of here and go back to work. Much love to y'all, man. Stay encouraged. Stay faithful, man. And if you are a best friend, correct yourself before you wreck yourself. Peace. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Not X yourself.